Wait, Mazzy wants to commentate. What? What? Okay. Well, I mean, we can make that happen. Probably. We can probably make that happen. If he will just confirm that for me. In the meantime, yo, these streams though. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go over to the chat and see if they readied up if they started at the right time or if somebody's a little slow to the draw. Jaspix does have a history of being slow to the draw in these races. His first race of the Any % tournament, he was a little bit bewildered by the way RaceBot worked. But that was his first race ever, and now he's a pro. So this is one of two rush coils you will see in this race. We got the big plateau with the Hammer Joe. Gave me some trouble earlier today, and I tried to rush cancel, and I just couldn't do it. But Jaspix gets quite fine. If you're a Mega Man 3 casual and you don't know, you can cancel rush simply by sliding and pressing start mid-slide. He will disappear, and you won't have to go to the menu to put him away. Pretty cool trick. Jaspix jumping up, throwing 3 shots right in the face of the Med Dozer. Pretty impressive. I mean, when you consider that even our champion, our local champion, KLM, couldn't do that for a while consistently. That's a sign of progression in mashing. Meanwhile, lightgod doing his own mashing, doing that crazy 3 shots at that dragonfly up in the sky. It's tough because when you jump, that other dragonfly comes back at you and creates lag on the screen. And actually, it's easier to mash in lag because the whole game is slowed down for a moment, and you can mash faster, basically. Like, you hitting the buttons at the same speed as normal is actually registered faster. Imagine you were using an emulator at slow speed. It's the same idea. So he dispatches the first Gemini Man quite nicely, and he has enough health to take a body hit, but he's not taking a body hit, and neither is our fella on the right, Jaspix. So looks like both of them are going to get out of their first stage quite cleanly. Gemini a longer stage than Hardman, and a harder stage than Hardman, despite what the name might tell you. So I would give a little bit of advantage to lightgod here. But it's a long race. Got 7 Robot Masters to go, so definitely not counting Jaspix out yet. Not even thinking about it. Especially since I kind of want him to win because that will set up a 3-way tie for 2 and 1 in our group, and it will be more ambiguous who advances in the higher seed position. Since lightgod beat me, but I beat Jaspix, so I might have a chance of getting a higher seed. But I must be impartial in this race and just wish both runners all the best. Go Jaspix. Oh, this is a beautiful thing. Both runners in the dark room at the same time. Both of them having a pretty good run of it. I'm so proud of little Jaspix. I mean, this is a guy back in January, he had a 47 in any %. And he brought that down to a sub 40 within just a couple months. And now it looks like he's been doing alright in Buster only. Of the 8 people in the tournament, Jaspix was the one that we heard the least from. He's been busy with life stuff, so I don't know that he's had a chance to practice too much. He certainly hasn't streamed a whole lot that I've seen. Whereas then you have a runner like lightgod who puts in multiple streams a day. But this category is so short that even if lightgod is the favorite, one costly death and it's anybody's race. Smart using that E-tank. Jaspix could use an E-Tank too, but he takes the death instead, and that's our first death of the race. Not too costly, I don't think. It looked like Shadow Man still had about half health, so he hadn't spent too much time in the fight. Meanwhile, very nice job by lightgod dispatching Shadow Man, one of the hardest bosses for new runners. It's completely random whether he throws a blade at you or slides at you. And when he slides, it's not obvious how you're supposed to jump over him because he comes back out a bit from the wall after his slide. That's just the saddest thing I've seen all week. Everybody pour one out for Jaspix, please. What's his emote? What's our emote for Jaspix? Whoa, did I miss something? Well, I'll ask in chat because I don't want to put it on the record if it's not right. Come on, Jaspix. Oh no. That's what I'm talking about. You can't just jump over Shadow Man. He is going to jump out a little bit and smack you. So now he has to go through the whole stage again. And it's an uphill battle, to say the least. It's going to be an uphill battle for him at this point. But the good news is, no matter who wins this race, both runners will be advancing to the final double elimination stage, because even though Jaspix lost to me in his first race of the night, he did have a win last weekend. So both of these runners and myself will be advancing from Group B, and then the race after this one will be to decide who advances from Group A. And right now, I mean, it's generally bad form to call a race after 2 stages, but again, these are somewhat extenuating circumstances. Jaspix already the underdog, and then having three long, painful deaths to Shadow Man, resulting in a game over at that. This is probably lightgod's race. And so if lightgod does win this, he goes 3-0 on the tournament, and the only other person who went 3-0 and the only person who can go 3-0 is kyleprecise. So in our double elimination bracket, which officially starts tomorrow, although this probably won't actually be a race tomorrow, there are 6 entrants, and 2 of them get a bye from the first round. So it looks like that will be KLM and lightgod, who do not have to race in the first round. I'm wondering, does Jaspix not even have an E-Tank? Did he use that E-Tank somewhere? No, there we go. There we go. If you've never played a Mega Man game, actually, let me restart that. If you've played a Mega Man game, you know how hard it can be to use an E-Tank when you think you can do a race without it. It's like asking for help when you think you got it. So, lightgod doing a very advanced thing there with the dozer, where he does a slide shot as he's going into the next part of the screen, and he keeps sliding so that the shots stay on screen, and when the dozer appears, the shots hit him in the face. Just a little thing that reduces the amounts of shots that he has to get off on the dozer when he jumps into the air later. Alright, Jaspix gets the proto skip. Let's go, man. Slides into a tadpole, doesn't get the zip. I don't remember if he's on the English version or the Japanese version, but I've switched to the English version recently now that I'm on original hardware, and I don't have an EverDrive yet, and the zip is so much easier on English version. Since you have to take damage at a certain time, and with the way pausing works in the English version, you actually get 2 opportunities to take damage at the right time. So you extend your window even more. Alright. More like all light. Oh my gosh. So Jaspix's stream, I don't know if he streams at too high a bit rate or if his internet is just a little bit slow. But his stream pauses every now and again, and it paused right there on a single block slide. It's pausing at all these scary places. Right before they jump over the stomper. Jaspix, please. Oh, no. Oh, God. A really good fight until he tries to jump over Gemini Man at the end. And you can jump over Gemini if you're not shooting, because he only jumps when you shoot. But there can be a little bit of delay in that. You see him jumping freely over Gemini Man there because he hasn't shot yet on the second cycle, so he knew Gemini Man wasn't going to jump. But yeah, once he throws that laser, creates lag. If you have a shot on screen, it's going to stay on screen a little longer, and so if he was trying to pause to use the E-tank that he picked up earlier in the stage, he couldn't even pause if he had a shot on screen. Brutal. Let's see how he handles the first screen of needle. First hedgehog gets 2 opening shots on the second hedgehog, but you really want to get 3 shots on that second hedgehog because they do take 6 hits to kill. It's worth noting that Jaspix had a low 22 in his race against me earlier today, so certainly, and I believe his PB overall, it was a 2:22 for seeding purposes in the tournament. I don't know if he's brought that down in the time since, but certainly a runner capable of a 22. If he worked out a little more, 21. And the neat thing about the full game races that'll be starting soon. Oh, does he get the? Yes, he gets. That's the strat. He gets the double reverse damage boost to get to the Hammer Joe room. Yay! So yeah, Jaspix might be a minute or 2 slower than the fastest runners for 8 Robot Masters, but for the full game, that doesn't really matter because a lot of bad stuff is going to go down in those races, and 1 or 2 minutes. I have a feeling most of those races will be decided by a wider margin than that. Oh, I don't even want to see that giant snake. It's giving me so much trouble. You have to get 10 hits on that dude. Which means for mere mortals, it's at least 4 jumps. And he can throw up to 4 flaming fireballs. Ugh. Glad he's off screen. Now, if this is going to be a race, this is where it's going to happen. In my first race of the tournament, I died 3 times on this screen. Oh, like guy getting a little zip there, because he was standing when the cloud platform appeared. Yep, now he jumps a little bit to not get zipped. And as long as he doesn't get a lag frame trying to make that last jump, he is in there. Good job to lightgod. And with that, he has put the final nail in the coffin. I mean, he hasn't like mashed it down with the gas-powered hammer yet, but he's like tapping the final nail into the coffin of this race. Oh my god, did jaspix just do a snake zip? I saw him slide. He was backwards when he slid into the screen. Now he's falling in between the ladder and the platform. He's more like swagspix. I think we got a little prissy in our midst. I think we got a baby Darko. Spark First was only the beginning. Whoa! Jaspix showing us that if you fall there, you do not die. This is actually a long vertical room. However, when he climbs up here, if he jumps off to the right, he dies. But if he jumps off that first tower to the left, he just falls down even farther. God, doing a different, slightly slower setup on this Hammer Joe room. So Jaspix gets the style points for there, but neither runner dying on this long cloud section of Snake Man. That is extremely impressive. And one of the reasons that section is so hard is because in any percent, no matter what route you do, unless you're a meme lord and you do Snake first, you have rush jet for the Snake stage, so you just fly over that whole section. So lightgod is going into this Needleman fight. lightgod's claim to fame coming into this tournament was that he had made an instructional video on Needleman. And you'll see what he's doing here is Needleman throws 4 needles, and by jumping within a certain window, he's grouping the needles into 2 pairs. So he's not having to dodge 4 individual needles. Instead, he is just having to jump in the gap between each pair of needles. So, I mean, there's a lot more to it than that, but that's the most important thing, I think, that I learned about. Well, that's the only thing I learned about the fight from watching his video, but there's a lot more there. That was enough for me. But there's a lot there that I'm sure he knows. And so I never worry about him when I see him in a Needleman fight. Unlike, say, KLM. See, if you were doing commentary with me, man, you could defend yourself. But when you bail, when you stand me up, I can talk the smack. Ooh, lightgod trying to make advantage of lag. Again, you might think lag is your enemy, and lag can be your enemy, but it can also allow you to mash. It can allow you to group your 3 shots closer together. And he tried to get 3 shots in one jump on that dozer, but their hitboxes are so terrible that he couldn't. It's a nice 3 jump and then a jump up on the cat. So I think that's technically a 4 jump cat. This one is, wow! Another 4 jump cat. Very good. Very good. I should probably adjust my strategy. I fired the cat from the very left of the room, but I saw he got up close to him, like the carpenters would do. Alright, lightgod finishing off top, so congratulations to him as he goes 3-0. To tie, what's that guy's name again? KLM for the best record in the tournament. KLM with a better individual race time. KLM had one of his races at 19 minutes. So KLM will be our number 1 seed. lightgod will be our number 2 seed, and both of these runners get a bye in the first round of the double elimination. And I haven't even figured out how the rest is going to go down. I don't exactly know how you seed a 6-player double elimination bracket, but I know there's a website that shows me how to do it. And so it'll be in good hands. And we should be able to announce that later tonight. Although technically everybody has a 24-hour window to file a protest that their opponent cheated. But so far nobody has done that. So far nobody has complained about cheating. Nobody has assessed any, has demanded that the 10-second penalty for killing an enemy with another weapon. Nobody has asked that be enforced. I thought that more people would do that because we've got a few any percent runners who are still doing any percent attempts, as jaspix gets the top skip there. Nice. jaspix, like lightgod, put in an extremely solid run. He only died once on the first screen of Magnet, which is such a nice death. You don't lose much time at all. But jaspix did a lot of swag stuff. He does the top skip there. I think he did a snake zip. He jumped in between a ladder and a corner. He did some really, really swag stuff. Unfortunately, he also game overed twice. And lightgod asking what happened in the chat. He also died 3 times to Shadow Man and game overed on the 3rd time. So it has been a rough run for jaspix. But again, the good news is he will be advancing to the final. Coming up after this race... Oh no, I gave him credit for something he hadn't done yet. Well, just pretend there's a top face in there. Our next race between S Diesel and Tom, or T, you'll see his name, it's T-Line in 630, will determine who advances from Group A. So somebody in this next race is going to go home, which is sad. I expected more than 8 people to join this tournament, and when only 8 people joined it, I realized, oh man, almost everybody's going to advance, but 2 people aren't, and one of those 2 people could be me, and that would suck. And so I thought about saying, hey, let's make it everybody advances, but I didn't do that. And so now we have this extremely exciting race coming up next, but I mean, people put in a lot of work. I mean, honestly, I think Tom has put in more work than S Diesel, if only because he had to buy a new freaking computer to actually run his emulator at full speed and stream. So, you know, if Tom doesn't make it, if Tom loses this next race, then I mean that's gonna be a little bit of a bummer. But I mean, if you know, S Diesel's nice too. So maybe they'll tie. Maybe let me invoke the spirit of Mr. Cab. Maybe they'll tie. Speaking of tie, Tired Monkey just tied Prizzy's number 3 spot on the leaderboards for Buster Only today with a 48-23, I believe. Down to the second. So now Prizzy has to run that again to get a little higher, while Jaspix is getting a little higher here with the help of these magnets. Not falling in a hole. Very good. And see, there's some more of that swag I was talking about, sticking his arm out at the beginning of the Proto Man fight. I can't do that anymore. That's a Japanese version exclusive. But Jaspix getting all the style points. Oh yeah, it's Magnet Song. First you jump over pits, then you dish out the hits until your brother quits. Jump through the floor that spits. Beware the walking eyes and all the floating guys. Be sure to chain your slides. Thanks, Goomba. It's so much easier to sing that song when you're not actually playing the stage. Alright, Jaspix, just do it. Just get there and kill him. We do not want a 30-minute time in this tournament, okay? We do not want that. You're gonna be fine. Thanks, May. Thank you. I did not compose that. All credit for that goes to Bass Guitar Bill. Well, actually, I don't know if that's true. I think I might have composed the first line and then Bill turned it into an entire song. Or I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Authorship is obscured. I'm pretty sure Jaspix has set a record for most deaths in an 8 robots race. With 7. I don't know, it's a dubious achievement. But if you do your best, then you can finish Magnet with a nice mid-28 time. So congratulations to both of our runners for advancing to the final stage. Congratulations to Jaspix for not rage quitting and instead showing off his style. And congratulations, of course, to lightgod for going 3-0 with the tied for best record. He will be the number 2 seed going into the next round. So we have another race. Let me change my stream title because I'm still directing people to the lightgod's channel. I mean, the party's here, so let me just update that. I mean, I think all the cool kids know where to go, but you never know. So I'm gonna type GG here, even though Jaspix isn't in this chat room, and I'm gonna throw a little tune on the jukebox. And when oh Jaspix, what are you doing? And y'all can continue to watch Jaspix's attempt here in the background, slightly occluded by Winamp. And then we'll be back for the next race in just a few minutes. Thanks, guys.